All right. Test, test, test. Yes. All right. We are live finally. It does take me a little while to get this up and going because there's a lot of questions and a lot of people need me for different things. I am Alan Berger. I am the district coordinator, president, and CEO of West Texas High School Bowling Club. So I have a lot of duties and a lot of things I've got to get done before we get to the live stream. But I think we are live now. On 11 and 12, we've got Monterey going against West Texas High School Co-op Blue Team, which is the A team. On Monterey today, we've got Dion Maestas, Ruben Avelis, Caden Chavez, Julian Phelan, and Corbin Summerford. For the Co-op, we have Calvin Huff, and Andres Hernandez, Addison Palaman, Elizabeth Mitchell, Liz Mitchell, and Carson Hopkins. I will tell you more about them as we go along. We're also live streaming 13 and 14, which is Shallow Water versus Smyre. Bowling for Shallow Water today, we have Aiden Carter, Braden Crump, Avery McCullough, Tristan Murkey, and we had to pull up another bowler from Plainview who's bowling with them today because they only had 4. And we're pulling up Josiah Morales. Josiah Morales from Plainview is bowling in Shallow Water. And for Smyre, we've got Wyatt Bartles, Chloe Horn, Cole Cambanis, KJ Brandon, and Maddie St. Clair is who all is bowling for Smyre today. This is week number 2. This is our second live stream that we've ever done. We're trying to get all the bugs and the kinks worked out of it. I hope you are enjoying this, and I hope you can hear me. West Texas High School Bowling Club is also the district in Texas High School Bowling, which is run by the BPAA and the Texas Bowling Proprietors Association of America. In West Texas High School Bowling, we have regional action, which we are going to be the regional host site on March 2nd. That's going to be super exciting. And then from there, they go to state. State will be at Bolero in San Antonio this year. So that's what these kids are all working for, not only individually, but also through the team aspect. There are 12 weeks of bowling. We are in week number 2. We have a pretty big break for going on for the holidays. Sorry, I'm looking at things right now, trying to make sure that we are live. And, of course, it doesn't say what I wanted it to say, but that's all right. I'm being pulled away real quick, and I will come right back with you to give you more information very, very soon. All right, we are back. All right, some of these names are going to elude me. We've got Calvin Huff coming up on lane 12. On lane 11, we've got Corbin Summerford. Nice strike by... That wasn't Corbin. All right, I'm going to get this here pretty darn soon. We got Ruben Avila that's going to be coming up on the lane 11. And Calvin Huff is about to throw on lane 12. We got Avery McCulley on 13. Calvin Huff, that looks pretty darn good with a strike. KJ Brandon was on 14, just leaving a 4-pin there. Ruben Avelis on lane 11. What? If I mess this up, I apologize. That's some of these kids, I'm having trouble with their names because they're kind of new. Carson Hopkins on lane 12. Crosses over and gets them all to go. When we cross over the headpin and go the opposite side from the natural pocket, we call that a Brooklyn strike. Got a 3-pin over on 11, cleaned up nicely. On lane 13, we've got Tristan Murkey, leaving the 1-3-10. On lane 12, we've got Caden Chavez with a strike. That looked really, really good. Tristan Murkey for his spare and gets the 10-pin and the 9-pin to go. Coming up on lane 14. Now that's Josiah. Hold on. Goodness gracious. Josiah Morales.
Sandra, number 77, orders ready at the grill. Sandra, number 77.
And Josiah picks up his spare. Good spare. Didn't know your name, but I'm working on it right now. Chloe Horn is up on lane 13. Right down the middle. Turn a little bit, and a big strike for Chloe. Julian Phelan up on lane 12. That was a good spare over there on lane 11 by Dion Maestas. Cole up on lane 14, picking up, going for his spare and does not get it. Julian Phelan going to pick up his 10-pin. And no problem. 10-pin should be always automatic. Up on lane 11. Is Andres Hernandez. He's from Levelland, actually, but he's bowling for the co-op team. Matty St. Clair with just a 10-pin on lane 13. Corbin Summerford on lane 12. And Little Dominoes, that's a lot of 8 right there. That's a lot of 8. Andres, he's got a 3-9. Those can be a little bit tricky, and he just chops the 3 off. That's why it's really tricky. You've got to cover both of those pins with the ball, so you got to be dead on accurate. Matty St. Clair just barely misses. Corbin's got a 6-10 on lane 12. He ought to pick that up fairly easily, and he does. Coming up on lane 11 is Addison Paluman. She's from Lubbock Cooper Liberty. This is her second year bowling. She was on the all-district team last year. She's a good bowler. We're really hoping to get Lubbock Cooper Liberty to get a full team next year. KJ Brandon with a 2-pin left. Ruben Avelos on lane 12 with a big strike. Let's see what KJ can do with this 2-pin here. He's been practicing a ton. See him in here all the time, and he misses it to the left. Addison on lane 11, little high in the pocket, leaving just a 3-pin. Addison's average this year right now is 157. And she is just a sophomore. She's going to get a whole lot better as time goes on. On lane 13. We got Aiden Carter. Addison going to pick up her 3-pin on lane 11. And Addison does pick up her 3-pin. All right, let's see what Aiden Carter can do up on lane 13. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 11. 1-2, and Aiden Carter gets himself a strike. Elizabeth Mitchell over on lane 11, leaving a 1-2-8.
Talent number 86 orders ready.
Not super challenging. She should be able to clean that up easily. Tristan Murky on lane 14. All right. Calvin Huff up on lane 11. Let's see what he can do. He spared last time out, and he gets them all. No, he struck last time out, and that will be a double. He's gone strike, 9 miss, double. On lane 14 is Wyatt Bartles for Smyer. And Cole, he doesn't hook out of the gray boards. On lane 12, we have Dion Maestas. Right down the middle, going through the nose, and gets them all to go. That's a lot of 10. Those two-handers, they get all kinds of lucky. Chloe Horn with a big strike on lane 14. Carson Hopkins is up on lane 11 and leaving just a 10-pin. Andres Hernandez on lane 12. Little high in the pocket. Again, he's from Levelland. Bowling for the co-op team. You can definitely do that in high school bowling. If your high school does not have a team, you can bowl on one of the co-op teams. You can win district and you can move on and go to regionals and state as a single or an individual, but your team cannot advance to regionals, but you can still win district. Oh, chops the 6 and the 10 off the 3 for Mr. Hernandez. Mr. Hernandez averages 167 his first year bowling. That's pretty darn good. Big strike over here on lane 11 for Caden Chavez. And Julian Phelan will be coming up on lane 11. We got Addison Palamon coming on up on lane 12. We got Avery McCulley coming up on lane 13. She's got the two-handed style. She's just learning. This is, I believe, this is her second year with high school bowling. She's trying real hard. She's doing much better than she did last year. And another strike over there on lane 11 by Julian Phelan. Let's see what Addison can do here. Maddie Sinclair is up on lane 14. And they go basically at the same time. Addison's a little light, leaving just the 210. And Maddie was a little left, leaving the 1-2. 1-3. Oh, my goodness, Cole. Oh, that's Tristan Murphy. On lane 13. On lane 12 with Addison, she's got to slide that 2-pin over and then pick up the 10. So she's got to get the left side of that 2-pin and try to slide it in over across the lane and pick up that 10-pin. This is actually considered a makeable spare. It is challenging. You've got to be accurate. That's got a hook, and it doesn't hook just getting the 2-pin. Ruben Avelis on lane 11. No, it's Tristan Murphy is on. Okay, hold on. Wyatt Bartles is on lane. Was on lane 13 and got a strike there. KJ Brandon. No. Yeah, KJ Brandon on 14. He's got what we call the baby split. That's the 3-10. You got to get the ball in between the 3 and the 10. And he gets it a little too far to the right and puts it in the gutter. Dion Maestas with a big strike on lane 11 with Calvin Huff coming up on lane 12. Calvin's got a double working right now. And Monterey in the 5th frame, all of them got strikes. Calvin with a big strike on lane 12. I call that a sparkle frame. Sparkle. Lots of X's up there. Monterey is bowling extremely well right now. We got Andres Hernandez up on lane 11. Let's see what he can do with it. He crosses over, leaving the 1, 3, 9. And a pin comes across the deck and knocks them all down. And that is a strike, folks. Carson Hopkins on lane 12, leaving the rail, 3-6-10. Aiden Carter on lane 14 with a spare. Chloe Horn going for her 10-pin, and she moves it just a little too far to the left. Let's see what Carson can do here. And he just gets the 3-pin. Addison Palman back up on 11. Big strike on lane 13 for Cole Cambinas. Caden Chavez on lane 12, just leaving the 3-6. Got a little work to do. Addison on lane 11's got a 4-pin left. This is certainly makeable for her. Maddie St. Clair is up on 13. See what Maddie can do. I think the nerves are getting to her a little bit. She takes the 7-pin out. Addison picks up her spare. And let's see what Caden can do with his little spare on lane 12. No problem for him. Monterey's going to have a great team this year. They've got a chance to make it to state, I think. They've got a lot of work to do, but they're kind of coming together. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 11 with a big time strike. Elizabeth's average is 102 right now. This is her first year. She's a freshman at Lubbock Cooper Liberty. She's been bowling a long time, though, and her family are big-time bowlers. Her brother was involved with West Texas High School Bowling when we first started. Julian Phelan on lane 12. Leaves just a 7-pin. Calvin Huff going for another strike on lane 11. Oh, comes up a little high, leaving the rail, 3-6-10. He had a triple working. He's been bowling really, really well. His average is 215 thus far through qualifying in the first couple of matches. Avery McCulley on lane 14. Leaving the head pin and the 2-pin.
Tito, number 43, orders ready at the grill. Tito, number 43.
West Texas High School Bowling, it's got several sponsors, a couple of people that need to be mentioned. First of all, we've got Brunswick and the Brunswick family of bowling products. Brunswick, Columbia 300, and Track Bowling, DV8, and Radical. Also, Ultimate Bowling Products. They have been a great sponsor. They provide bowling balls for a reduced cost to some of these bowlers. They've given us balls to raffle off. We'll be raffling some off in our West Texas Shootout coming up next weekend. We may try to live stream some of that. We'll see how that goes. But Brunswick has been a great partner and for the last couple of years. So if you're out there and you're interested in getting a bowling ball, please consider the Brunswick family of bowling balls. Brunswick, Track, Columbia 300, Hammer, DV8, and Radical. West Texas High School Bowling is also brought to you by Whitewood Lanes. If you have a party, you want to throw a birthday party or got some event for your business or organization, please consider using Whitewood Lanes. They've been a great partner of West Texas High School Bowling since the inception. And they will always be a great partner. You have to be a member of BPAA and Texas Bowling Proprietors Association of America, and they're the only bowling center in Lubbock who is. And we really appreciate them and everything that they do, which is a phenomenal amount. It'd be amazing. They wanted me to provide some information to you about a house ball tournament that they've got coming up on November 24th, Sunday night. After the high school bowling tournament, West Texas Shootout, they will be having a house ball tournament, which the house ball tournament is going to be a 3-game tournament where you are only allowed to use the bowling balls provided by the bowling center. You will bowl your games, turn in your scores, then the top 3 places will be paid out with cash prizes. The rules are as follows: sportsmanlike conduct, no abuse of equipment, no slamming bowling balls or ball returns, no slapping, kicking, punching, etc. Bowling alley seating keyboards, walls, or ball returns. No foul language. This will be a family-friendly event. This is a scratch tournament, and there will be no handicap. If you are interested, they have flyers up at the main desk. Dion Maestas with a big strike on lane 12. Caden Chavez up on lane 11. And he leaves everything but the 3-pin, that looks like. Andres Hernandez on lane 12. And who do we have up on lane 13 that's got, looks like he's got a bucket up there. That's Josiah Morales from Plainview. He's actually bowling with the shallow water team to make sure that they had 5. And he did not convert. Andres Hernandez has got just a tip in. Let's see what he can do with that. See if he can clean that up. Chloe Horn on lane 14 with her 7-pin. No problem for her. Braden Crump on lane 13. Whoops. Got a little issue there. Cole Cambanis on lane 14. Boy, we've got a rash of problems. I think the lane's tilted to the right. Addison Palamon stepping up on lane 12. Again, Addison's from Lubbock Cooper Liberty. She's part of the co-op team because Liberty doesn't have a full squad. Her average is 157. She is a sophomore. She's going to be with us for a couple more years. She's a good bowler. She's been working really hard on her game. Problem was during boot camp, she ended up spraining her ankle, so she was out during boot camp. Looking confused at why she just left that 2-pin. Or an 8-pin. That's an 8-pin. Didn't clean up the 8-pin. Maddie St. Clair stepping up on lane 14 for Smyre. High school bowlers, I've been instructed to give a couple more announcements. The live stream is on our YouTube page. Just search for West Texas High School Bowling or WTHSBC on YouTube, and you can find that there. Also, on November 24th, that is a Sunday, Whitewood will be hosting a house ball tournament. You're going to be bowling 3 games with just the balls in the house. This will be a scratch tournament. They're going to be paying the top 3 places in cash. If you guys are in, well, you guys would be in scholarship money. So if you're interested, there are flyers at the front desk. We will be starting on that November 24th at 2:30 p.m. on that Sunday. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So consider bowling in the house ball tournament here at Whitewood. All right. Elizabeth Mitchell cleans up her spare on lane 12. And that was Tristan Murky on lane 13. Now we got Calvin Huff. He travels quite a ways. Again, he bowls for the co-op team. He is from Snyder, Texas. He has to drive all the way from Snyder every Saturday. Good bowler, averaging 215. Big strike on lane 12 for Calvin. His brother bowled with us for a year. Good family. Love bowling, and it looks to me, they told me down in Snyder they're actually working on a center. I think it's going to be in a little 8-lane house, so he'll have some place to practice before he comes up here. He does not come up on Tuesdays for practice. That's a lot of driving that he and his family have to do, but he wants to be a part of high school bowling. Right now, I think he's in second place in the boys division, so he is well on his way of making the all-district team, as well as maybe moving on to regionals. Big strike on 11. That was Dion Maestas. Dion is a 4-year senior with us. Right now he's averaging 211. He was on the all-district team last year. Bowled very, very well. He also went to regionals. Most of the all-district team do go to regionals. I think he was in 3rd or 4th place last year in the league. Right now, I think he's about the same. Right now, maybe 5th or 6th. I'd have to look at those numbers. Well, I've got them here. I guess I could just pull them up and look at them, huh? Yeah, Dion is in 4th place right now. Andres Hernandez with a big strike on lane 11. Got the crowd going a little bit. That's always fun. Right now in the boys division, your leader is Jackson Witt. Well, and Calvin Huff. They're tied exactly. 215.2 for first and second. Camden Coleman also from Jackson Witt's from Lubbock Cooper. Calvin again. Huff, he is from Snyder. I mentioned that earlier. Addison Palamon on lane 11. Let's see what she's got going. Bam, that's a big strike for her. Got that 8-pin to fall. She was concerned about that a couple of frames ago. Camden Coleman is in 3rd place, averaging 213. He's from Lubbock Cooper. Dion Maestas from Monterey is averaging 211. Drew Campos from Lubbock Cooper is averaging 201. And Seth Crump is in 6th place right now, averaging 192. On the girls' side, our leader right now is Rebecca Wilson, averaging 222. And if you remember, I told you the boys' leaders averaging 215. Rebecca Wilson is leading our girls with a 222. So she's actually got a higher average than all the boys. In 2nd place right now. And, Rebecca's from Lubbock Cooper. And she's a senior. I think this will be her 4th year. In 2nd place, also from Lubbock Cooper, is Laura Oglesby. In 3rd place right now is a new bowler. She's just a freshman, averaging 161 from Monterey, Zoe Summerford. She's bowling in the JV section of this right now. Addison Palamon, who you just saw strike over there on 11, is in 5th place. She's from Lubbock Cooper Liberty. And in 6th place right now is Jenna Loya from Lubbock Cooper. So we got a lot of Lubbock Cooper girls up at the top of this. Corbin Summerford on lane 12. It's got a bucket, it looks like to me. The bucket is the 2. It's 2, 4, 5, 8. Calvin Huff stepping up on lane 11 with a strike working. Maddie St. Clair is up on lane 13 for Smyer. Calvin crosses over, leaving just a 6-pin. Maddie, that looks a whole lot better. She still leaves a mess, though. Half a loaf. 1, 2, 5, 7, 9. Oh, and that was her second ball, too. Avery McCulley on lane 14. And KJ Brandon stepping up on lane 13. Calvin Huff, with just his 6-pin to go, he should be able to clean that up nicely. And he does not. Pulls it left. Ruben Avelos on lane 12. That looked really, really, really good. Good ball. Carson Hopkins steps up on lane 11. I believe he's just a freshman. This is his first year with high school bowling. Averaging 102, but I don't think he's bowled a whole heck of a lot. Just gets one out of that. KJ Brandon on lane 13 with a strike. Aiden Carter stepping up on lane 13 from Shallow Water. And Wyatt Bartles on lane 14 for Smyer. Wyatt crosses over, gets the 10 pin to fall, just leaving a 5 pin. Everybody's hands go up. Let's see what Aiden can do. He's been working really, really hard, too. His dad is doing the coaching, and they're doing a phenomenal job. That is unfortunate right there. 1, 2, 4, 6, 10 for Aiden. Dion Maestas on lane 12. Big strike for Dion. That is 1, 2, that is 5 in a row for Dion. And another strike from Monterey on lane 11 and Caden Chavez. Andres Hernandez stepping up on lane 12. Let's see what Aiden does with this mess that he's got. Clean your plate, boy. That was close. He just needed that ball to turn over just a little bit. On lane 14 for Smyer, we've got Chloe Horn. Chloe just crosses over, leaving just the 10 pin. Chloe was on our all-district team last year as a sophomore. She's a junior, I believe, this year. Chloe averages 156 right now. She led her team last year, and now she's got Wyatt, who's actually got a little higher average than her. She's been working hard on her game, really wants to take bowling a little step further. Real proud of how she's doing things. 10 pins tend to be a little bit tricky sometimes. Josiah Morales on lane 13, leaving bedpost. Oh, on his second ball. And Chloe leaves it in the ditch. Braden Crump for Shallow Water on lane 13, leaving just the 10 pin. Addison Palamon steps up on lane 12.
Colette, number 92. Your order's ready at the grill. Colette, number 92.
And Ruben Avelos is over on lane 11. He'll be stepping up in a moment. Cole Cambinas for Smyer on lane 14, leaving the baby split, the 3-10. Braden Crump, it hooked. 10 pins, like I said, can be tricky. We work on those very, very hard on Tuesdays. That doesn't, there's still several seem to be difficult. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 12, leaving the 3-9. Well, that's a tricky split to get. You've got to make sure that you cover both pins with the ball. If you throw it straight, you just kind of throw it straight at it. If you hook it, you want to throw it to the gutter a little bit and let it hook back. Ruben Avelos picks up his spare. And now you got Dion Maesta stepping up on lane 11. This will be for 6 in a row if he can pull this off. Calvin Huff on lane 12. Calvin missed his 10 pin on the last frame. He's got 138 and well.
Russ, number 50. Your order's ready. Russ, number 50.
Oh, a little high. Oh, it leaves a split. He was 139 in the 8th, and now he's got the 476 left. And we're going to have to reset those pins because they fell down. And Dion did not get his 6th in a row, leaving just a 6 pin. KJ Brandon stepping up on lane 14 for Smyer. With a big strike by KJ. What a nice spare on lane 13 for Tristan Murkey. He's been out a couple of weeks, had a small little injury, I think, but he is back. Aiden Carter stepping up on lane 14 for Shallow Water. And Wyatt Bartles on lane 13 for Smyer. And Dion does not convert his spare. That's going to give him 196 in the 8th. He can still strike out for 226. Calvin Health still waiting on his pins to be reset on 12. He's got a 467 and needs to be set back up. Andres Hernandez. Again, he's from Levelland, averaging 167 so far in high school bowling. And he's stepping up on 11 for his 10th frame. Right now, he's 110 in the 9th. Crosses over, gets them all to go. So that's going to put him in the 130s for sure. He can strike out right now for a 140, which is below his average. Aiden Carter on 14. Doesn't quite. No, that's not Aiden. Yeah, it is. That was Aiden. Aiden Carter finishes out with a real nice 204 for Aiden. Wyatt on lane 13 goes spare strike for a 160 on the nose. We got Jay Morales on lane 14 from Plainview. He's got a 1-2-7-9 left. Chloe Horn for Smyer is on lane 13. Leaving just a 7 pin. All right. Andres Hernandez finishes up with a strike for a 130. Addison Palamon stepping up on lane 11. And Carson Hopkins on lane 12. Oh, don't hook. Oh, it hooked. Hey, didn't get it. All right. Cole Cambidens. No. All right. Chloe gets her spare on lane 13. Braden Crump on lane 14. Doesn't get his spare. Good finish by Chloe. And she shoots 143 for the first game. Remember, in high school bowling, it's a 2-game match, total pins. Still plenty of time left. Cole Cambanus on lane 13. Leaving he's got that 3-9 again. Again, you got to cover the ball, both pins with the ball. So that's a little challenging. All right, over here on lane 11, Caden Chavez finishes up with a 204, it looks like. Yeah, 204. All right, he doesn't cover his spare. So Cole finishes up with a 112. Got Braden Crump over here on lane 14, waiting for the rack to reset. Julian Phelan on lane 12 with a big strike. He's got a double working right now. He can finish with 208 if he can. He'll be definitely in the 200s if he can get one more strike. Maddie St. Clair up on lane 13, leaving the 1-2-7-9. All right, let's see what Julian can do. And he leaves a bucket. All right, sorry about that. Kind of got pulled away. I need to update you. Let's see what we got over here. Maddie St. Clair shoots 93. KJ Brandon finishing his up.
Number 45, your order's ready. Number 45.
I'm sorry about that. I'm writing down scores. Give me 1 second here. All right. In the matches with Shallow Water and Smyre, Aiden Carter is leading Wyatt Bartles, 204 to 160. Josiah Morales from Plainview, but he's bowling for Shallow Water today, is behind right now to Chloe Horn, 143 to 114. Braden Crump has a small lead against Cole Cambanus from Smyre. Braden Crump from Shallow Water is 120. Cole Cambanus is 112 right now for Smyre. Maddie St. Clair has a slim lead over Avery McCauley, 93 to 48. And I have missed a score. I'm going to have to go down and get those scores again. So hold on, and I will be right back. Smyre over here on 13 and 14 against Shallow Water. They are starting their second game of individuals. 11 and 12. Monterey and the co-op team are just finishing up their last game. I'll get you those scores as well when I return. This is West Texas High School Bowling on the our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. Okay, I'm back. Let's go back over the Smire and Shallow Water point situation. Aiden Carter for Shallow Water is leading Wyatt Borals 204 to 160 from Wyatt from Smire.
Number 43, orders ready at the grill.
Josiah Morales from Plainview, but he's bowling for Shallow Water, is behind Chloe Horn, 143 to 114. Braden Crump's got a small lead from Shallow Water over Cole Cambanus from Smire, 120 to 112. Avery McCulley from Shallow Water is a little bit behind Smire's Maddie St. Clair, 93 to 48. And Tristan Murky from Shallow Water I still didn't get that score. One moment, I'm going to go back down and find that score. I am so sorry. All right, now I do have the scores now. All right. For Smire, we've got KJ Brandon, 121, to Tristan Murky from Shallow Water, 91. So KJ's got a little bit of a lead there. On 11 and 12, Caden Chavez is leading Andres Hernandez, 130 to 204. 204 for Caden. For Monterey, Julian Phelan is got a little bit of a lead on Addison Palaman, 194 to 188 for Addison. For Monterey, Corbin Summerford shoots 219 to Elizabeth Mitchell's 153. So he's got a big lead there. Ruben Avelos for Monterey shoots 216 and is going against Calvin Huff, who shoots 156. Not what Calvin was hoping for. Dion Maestas, after a 5-bagger, shoots 211 to Carson Hopkins, 137. Got a big lead there. So Monterey is kind of in control of that one, except for one match with Addison. Let's see how this one finishes out. And it's kind of all over the board over here for Shallow Water and Smire. It's going to be a close match, I think. It's going to come down to the end. Maddie St. Clair on lane 14, leaving just a 3-pin. We really need Maddie to pick that one up just for her psyche. I need to go check something else out on oh, that's right. Braden Crump was up on lane 13. Now we got Avery McCulley coming up on lane 13. It's got kind of a mess down there. I think that was a pin situation. I'm kind of getting behind. I did a whole lot better last week, I think. Carson Hopkins up on lane 11, leaving that dreaded 3-9. We've seen it. I don't think we've seen it picked up yet today. KJ Brandon stepping up on lane 14. KJ's got a little bit of a lead right now. Crosses over and takes 3 off the left. Carson's going to get 1. Just too much hook. Need to take a little bit off of that one. Dion Maestas is stepping up on lane 12. And Kane Chavez is going to be stepping up on lane 11. KJ Brandon for his spare on 14. Avery McCulley has got just a 5-pin. And KJ gets them all to go down. What a spare. Good spare. Good way to start. Actually, I think they're in the second frame, actually. Dion's first attempt leaves just a 4-pin. Oh, Avery. And Dion looks like he's going to clean that up nicely. Caden Chavez up on lane 11. And Aiden Carter for Shallow Water on lane 14. Aiden with crosses over. Goes to the Brooklyn side and gets them all to go down. All right, Caden Chavez goes a little high, but gets them all to fall down. Andres Hernandez from Level-End, the bowling for the co-op team. Oh, through the heart of the pins and leaving the big 4. Tough spare. I've actually only spared that thing once in my life, and it was a miracle. Julian Phelan. No. We got Corbin Summerford on lane 11 with another strike. That's 3 in a row for the Monterey team. The only way to pick up this is to get one of those pins on one of the sides to slide across and knock both the other ones down. And Andres hooks it into the gutter. That's not going to do it usually. Addison Palamon's going to be stepping up on lane 12. And we got Ruben Avelis. Ruben. He has moved way left, and that thing snap hooks and leads a 9-pin. Wyatt with a big strike for Smyer on lane 13. Addison gets them all to go. 6-pin falls late and gets the strike. Excuse me. Elizabeth Mitchell from Lubbock Cooper Liberty is on lane 12. Ruben cleans up his plate. And we got Chloe Horn on 13 and goes through the heart, leaving a 3, 6, 4, 7. They actually consider this one makeable as well. You got to get the ball to the right side of the 3-pin and knock the 3-pin into the 4 and the 7. I kind of missed it over there. Elizabeth Mitchell with a strike. That's the 2 girls over there from Liberty go back-to-back strikes. Chloe, it takes 2 off the left. I don't think that's what she had planned. Calvin Huff on lane 12. Again, he's from Snyder, Texas, averaging 215. And he gets them all to go down. Boom goes the dynamite. Avery McCauley for her spare on lane 14. And too much hookage. Cole Cambinas on 13. Doesn't quite make it back to the head pin, leaving a 1, 2, 4, 10, which is actually makeable. Carson Hopkins on lane 12. Crosses over and gets them all to go down. So for the co-op team, they go strike, strike, strike. Strike. They go 4 in a row for the co-op team. And lane 13 doesn't clean. Cole does not clean his plate. Tristan Murky, I think fouls on that shot. I heard something. So those pins will not count. Maddie St. Clair on lane 13. She's got this little kick. You see the little kick there? Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Bam, come on, get them all to go down. 4, just leaving a 4-7. Caden Chavez on lane 12. Picks up his spare. Andres Hernandez is going to be stepping up on lane 11. That's why Bartles over on 14, leaving just a 10-pin. Andres leaves a 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 6. And Maddie with a big spare. We needed that from her. Good job, Maddie. Julian Phelan stepping up on lane 12. Julian's averaging 176 so far this year. Had a 194 the first game. Down the middle, leaving the 410. That's a challenging spare. KJ Brandon on lane 13. Leaving a little bit of work left. Let's see what Andres Hernandez can do with this this little spare here. Should be makeable. And, oh, the 3-pin wraps around the 6-pin, doesn't get it to go down. Addison Palamon stepping up on lane 11. She's got a strike working. Oh, and KJ Brandon does pick up his spare on lane 12. And no dice for Mr. Phelan on lane 12. Chloe Horn on lane 14. Leaving just a 5-pin. Hands go up. And Addison doubles up in the third frame over there on lane 11. Aiden Carter. He is a 3-year senior with us from Shallow Water. He's on lane 12. He's averaging 152, shot 204 the first game. That looks good. And gets the messenger, Bird Dog, Flying Wood, gets that strike. And Chloe misses her 5-pin. Oh, my goodness. Josiah Morales on lane 13. And Corbin Summerford with a big strike on lane 12. Let's see what Jay can do from Plainview. He's bowling for Shallow Water again today, so that they would have 5. Cole Cambinas from Smyre gets a big strike on lane 14. Calvin Huff goes through the face and leaves the 3-6-10, the rail. Jay Morales gets them all to go down. What a heck of a spare. That's a tough spare. I don't like to see that ever. Ruben
Jana,
Avelos
number
with a big
100,
strike
orders
on
ready
lane
to grill.
12.
Jana, number 100.
And Braden Crump on lane 13. Looks like he's just got a 9-pin left. And Dion Maestas, who shot 211 the first game, is up on lane 12. Crosses over. Got a 6-9 left. Carson Hopkins steps up on lane 11. Braden Crump, let's see if he picks this thing up, and he does. Makes easy work of that 9-pin. Carson Hopkins now on lane 11. 1-3-9. That's just a strike ball. You got this. All right, Maddie. We need a lot of pins from you over here on lane 14. She's got a spare working. Watch the little kick. It's a lot of fun. Kick. Oh, there we go. And, oh my goodness. That's not what you want to do on a spare. Carson Hopkins, clean his plate. He misses left. Avery McCulley, that's going to hook. Leaving the 1-3-10. Andres Hernandez on lane 12. Get in there. Oh, a little high. That's too high in a row on lane 12. He's going to need to make a move. KJ Brandon doesn't hook out of the gray boards. Caden Chavez on lane 11, leaving just a 6-pin. Avery does not finish her spare off, leaving 1 pin standing. KJ Brandon on lane 14 for his spare. And he leaves a couple. Tristan Murky on lane 13. That's got a hook, and it does hook, and he gets them all to fall down. Andres Hernandez for his split conversion. Too much hooky. All right, Aiden Carter on lane 14 with a strike working. Aiden shot 204 to the first game with a 152 average. Got a little bit of a lead. Well, 50-pin lead. And gets another strike. That is a double for him. Julian Phelan with a strike on 11. Addison Palaman working on a double right now. I'm coming up on lane 12. Wyatt Bartles on lane 13. Josiah Morales on 14. Got 6-10 left on 14 and got a mess over here on 13. All right, let's see what Addison could do. Little high. Oh, she gets a break and only leaves the 3-6. When you throw it high on the head pin like that, you can leave all kinds of different splits and stuff happening. And Josiah does not convert. Corbin Summerford with a 3-bagger. Some people call that a turkey. A little bit of an education for you. The reason why it's called a turkey is back during the Depression, they had bowling centers would be open and you would bowl tournaments or league, and if you got 3 in a row during the Thanksgiving season, the bowling centers would give you a free turkey. So that's why 3 in a row is called a turkey, just for your information. Addison Palaman picks up her spare, so she goes 2 strikes and a spare. She's bowling pretty well this game. Chloe Horn with a big strike on 13. That makes up a little bit for the missed 5-pin that she had. Woo, my goodness, on lane 11. Ruben Avelos over there on 11. Pins were flying everywhere, but did not get that 9-pin. Elizabeth Mitchell has got a 4-pin left. Clean up her frame. No problem for Ruben Avelis with his spare. He shot .216 his first game with a 192 average. He is a senior. This is his last year. Elizabeth Mitchell gets that pin, gets her spare. She doesn't look very excited about it. Dion Maestas on lane 11. Cole Canvas picks up his spare on 13. Heck of a spare. Braden Crump on lane 14 had a split and did not convert. Andres Hernandez now up on lane 12. Avery McCulley. Too much hook. We got to get her moving left and throwing it to the right. Calvin Huff on lane 12 has just got a 3-pin. Should make easy work of this, and he just does. Put on them skinny jeans. Just gets enough
John,
of it.
number 75, orders ready. Jonathan, number 75, orders ready.
Carson Hopkins. Carson's averaging 99, shot 137 in the first game. He's on lane 12. Avery almost gets hers to go down. Carson just leaving a 6-pin.
Thanks, Xavier, number 86, orders ready to go.
And Andres Hernandez back up on lane 11. They're moving fast. Tristan Murky up on 14. Andres gets his strike. Carson's trying to back up ball and does not convert. Tristan got the 136 left. Or Oglesby over there. Just pin falling down all over the place. She's on lane 10 over there. Just kind of caught a glimpse of her. Addison Palaman's got a double spare. Got a spare working. Let's see what she can do on lane 11.
John, number 67, your order's ready at the
Maddie
grill.
St. Clair
Jay,
on
number
lane
67,
13.
your order's ready at the grill.
Okay, half a loaf. Addison, get in there. Oh, a little high in the pocket, leaving just a 4-pin. Caden Chavez on lane 12. Lean on it. It doesn't. That pin just did not have any steam. He's leaving a 10-pin. Braden. Tristan Murky does not convert. Let's see what Maddie St. Clair from Smyer does on lane 12. She's got a pretty tough little spare here. It's got a chance. It's got a hook. It doesn't hook. Caden Chavez picks up his 10-pin. Addison Palaman on lane 11 with her 4-pin. And she converts. Wyatt Bartles on lane 14. Gets them all to go down. Julian Felix coming up on lane 12. And we got Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 11. KJ Brandon on 12. KJ gets them all to go. Elizabeth has got a 1-2-8 left.
Jen, number 50, orders ready to go. Jen, number 50.
And Julian. Let's see what he does. Chloe Horn on lane 14, leaving a split. Boy, they threw about the same time, and both of them leave some kind of split over there. Aiden Carter stepping up on lane 13. If you saw the camera shake, that was Bill. Well, we're waiting on Aiden. We've got a few more sponsors we need to talk about.
Anthony, number 43, and Marcy, number 45. Your orders are ready.
We've got Ice Gear as
Anthony,
one of our
number
sponsors.
43, Marcy,
Ice
number
Gear is a
45.
bowling apparel company. You can find it at icegear.shop. They've got bowling t-shirts, bowling jerseys, chamois, all kinds of things on icegear.shop. Please check them out when you have an opportunity. They're only available online or at the Pro Shop, at the Theory versus Skill Pro Shop here at Whitewood Lanes. Also, Design Warehouse. Design Warehouse is a custom screen printing and embroidery company. They have no minimum, so if you just need one shirt, something personalized for Christmas, you can certainly go see them. You can find them at dwtexas.com, or you can go find them on 80th in Indiana. Go check them out. If you need something personalized for Christmas, a personal t-shirt, embroidery, go check out Design Warehouse. Also, next week, we've got the West Texas Shootout High School Bowling Tournament coming up. Make sure you come by Whitewood Lanes on Saturday and Sunday and look at all the high school bowlers from around the state. We're going to have about 16 teams, I think, from around the state of Texas and New Mexico coming in here and putting on a show for you, vying for some scholarship money, college scholarship money. Corbin Summerford on lane 12. Gets them all to go. That was a little high, but it worked out. Calvin Huff on lane 11. Pick up his spare. That needs to hook. He leaves the 3-pin. Not having the best day. Braden Crump on lane 13. Crosses over, leaving the 1-3-9. Ruben Avelos on lane 12. Oh, my goodness, that was nasty. Ball just barely missed the 9-pin. Another little piece of information for you if you're kind of wanting to know. We could call the pocket, New York and Brooklyn. Brooklyn's when you cross over and go to the opposite side of the head pin. For right-handed bowlers, they're aiming for the 1-3. For left-handed bowlers, they're aiming for the 1-2. When a ball goes through the pins perfectly, the ball hits the 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9 pin. And then the other pins take out the rest of the pins. The head pin takes out the 2-pin, 2-pin takes out the 4-pin, and then the 7. And then the 3-pin hits the 6-pin, and the 6-pin takes out the 10-pin. That would be considered a perfect strike. Matty Sinclair on lane 14, just got a little bit of work left. Dion Maestas on lane 12. Dion shot .211 the first game and gets himself a strike in this frame. Caden Chavez on lane 11. It's got a little bit of work to do. KJ Brandon on lane 14. Busts up the split, just leaving the 6-10. Avery McCulley. With all that hook, we need to find her some ball speed. Andres Hernandez on lane 12 crosses over, leaving just a 3-pin. See what Caden Chavez does with this mess. And chops it off the 3-pin. That hurts. All right, that looks a little bit better, but that's going to hook a whole lot. We've got to find that girl some ball speed. Andres Hernandez got a little bit of work to do with it. Just 3-pin. Let's see what he can do. That looks like that's got a shot, and no problem for Mr. Hernandez from Plainview. From Levelland. Tristan Murkey on 13 with a big strike. Julian Phelan on lane 11. Little firm, little past the head pin, leaving the 1-2-4. Addison Palliman coming up on lane 12. She's got a good game working. She's got a double and then 2 spares in a row. Aiden Carter is on lane 14. He's got a mess over there. That's a little high, but she gets lucky and just leaves the 310. I mean the 610. The spare for Julian should be easy work, and he does get him to go down. Oh, Aiden Carter's thinking about it over here on 14. How do you get these pins to go down? Well, you got to kind of hit the left side of the head pin. Hopefully the ball takes out the 8, and the other pins take out the 3 and the 10, but it doesn't happen. Addison does not convert her spare. Chloe Horn on lane 13. Leaving just a 5-pin. She missed a 5-pin earlier in this game. Jay Morales from Plainview bowling for Shallow Water today. Leaving the 1-2. Corbin Silverford on lane 11. Leaving the baby split, the 310. Oh, Elizabeth Mitchell. Bedpost. 7-10 split. They say that's the hardest split in bowling to pick up. I don't disagree with that. Never picked it up before. And Chloe gets her 5-pin. Corbin gets his baby split, not the way you draw it up, but it worked out. Really, all you got to do with this, Liz, is get 1. And she gets a field goal. Doesn't count for 3 in bowling, though. Cole Cambanis on lane 13. Braden Crump on lane 14. Cole's left that same baby split again, the 3-10. And Cole leaves a 1-3-8 pin. Tricky spare. Calvin Huff, not having the best day on lane 12. That needs to hook, and it does, and he gets them all to go down. Let's see what Cole does with this on lane 13. You try to get the ball to go between them. Just like that. That's how you do it. Braden Crump gets his. That was a tricky spare as well. Stepping up on lane 12, we have Carson Hopkins. Freshman, averaging 99. This is his first year in high school bowling. And crosses over, leaving the rail, 3-6-10. Coming up on lane 11 is Dion Maestas. He is a senior, 4 years. He's been with our program for 4 years, averaging 211 right now, and got his average right on the nose. Maddie St. Clair leaving just a 5-pin on lane 12. All right, let's see what Carson can do. He's going to, he turned that one. That one's going to hook, and it did hook. Avery McCulley on lane 14, just getting the 10-pin off the rack. Dion, a little bit high, leaving the rail, 3-6-10. And Maddie with her 5-pin. That's got a chance. Hook a little bit. No, it doesn't hook.
Aaron, number 41.
Caden Chavez on 12 gets his strike. Dion with his spare attempt and gets it to go. That's not how you draw it up, but it worked. KJ Brandon from Smyre stepping up on 13. Waste no time. Leaving just a 3-pin. Oh, no, he's got the 3-9. He's got a brother-in-law back there. Again, that's a tricky one because you've got to cover both of those pins with the ball. Andres Hernandez with a big strike on lane 11. Tristan Murkey on 14. He's got a tricky little spare. Come on, KJ. Get them both, and he does. Julian Phelan stepping up on lane 12. Well, he threw that a little quick, but that's going to get them all. All right, the spare on 14, you got to get the ball between, not between those two. You needed to get the ball between the 3 and the 10 and knock the 3-pin into the 4 and the 7. Addison Palaman's got a good game working and with another big strike. Bowling well this game. Addison shot 188 the first game. Her average is 157, so she's well above her average. Aiden Carter crosses over. Boom goes the dynamite with a big strike. Corbin Summerford on lane 12. And gets them all to go down. And struts off like you should when you get a strike like that. That was perfect. Jay Morales on lane 12 for Shallow Water, leaving the 1-3-6-9. Elizabeth Mitchell gets them all to go down. The girls are just tearing it up for the co-op team over there. Bowling very, very well. Wyatt Bartles with just a 5-pin. And put on them skinny jeans. He gets it to go down. Jay Morales from Plainview, just a bit outside. Ruben Avelos on lane 12. Chloe Horn on 14. Ruben with a strike from Monterey. Chloe Horn from Smyre crosses over, and I know she's got a 3-pin up there. Calvin Huff gets them all to go down on lane 11. Chloe's just got a 3-pin on lane 14, so she doesn't have a brother-in-law back there. Dion Maestas on lane 12. Scoots goes a little long, leaving a bucket. 2-4-5-8. 2-4-5-8. Carson Hopkins on lane 11. Leaves the 4 in the middle. And Dion does not convert his bucket, knocking the 2 and the 5-pin, leaving the 4 and the 8. Avery McCulley on 13. That looks a whole lot better, but gets them all to go down. Crosses over. Heck of a strike for Avery. Carson Hopkins does not convert. Andres Hernandez on lane 12 for the co-op team. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and that doesn't help the situation either. 3, 7, 10. It's actually makeable. If you can pick up the 3-7, you can actually pick this pair up. It's considered makeable. Cole for his spare. Oh, my goodness. Caden Chavez crosses over, gets himself a strike over on lane 11. Tristan Murky for his spare. That's got a hook. It didn't hook. All right, let's see what Andres can do. He's got a spare ball out. Gives it a little tug. Boom. Nope. Doesn't get the 10-pin. Julian Phelan on lane 11. Leaving just a 4-pin. Maddie St. Clair up on lane 14. See if you see the little kick. Oh, we're going to get somebody in front of her. Oh, hold on. See if you see the little kick. Kick. Oh, there we go. Love it. And come on. Oh, she's got the head pin left. Julian converts his spare. Wyatt Bartles leaving just a 10-pin. Addison Palaman up on lane 12. Got a great game working. Let's see what she can do here. She's got a strike in the 7th. Be nice to double up here. If she doubles up here, she's going to be in the 200s, and she does. All right, if she can keep it clean, she'll be in the 200s. Get another strike, she'll be in the 2 teens. Corbin Summerford gets them all to go down on lane 11. Come on, Maddie. Maddie St. Clair on lane 14. I really want her to get this one. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 12. That's going to be left of left. Oh, Maddie. Elizabeth Mitchell takes 3 off the left, leaving a whole mess over here, but that's certainly makeable. Wyatt Bortles from Spire on lane 13, going for his 10-pin. Too much hooky. Ruben Avelos. He's got just a 6-pin left. Elizabeth Mitchell gets a few, but too far left. KJ Brandon with just a 5-pin, and everybody's hands go up. Chloe Horn from Smire on lane 12. Ruben picks up his spare. Oh, baby split, 3-10. Again, the best way to pick this thing up is to put the ball in between the 3 and the 10-pin. Covering both the pins with the ball. KJ gets his 5-pin to go down. He doesn't have to buy any drinks for anybody. Calvin Huff on lane 12. Been kind of struggling today. Ooh, that was also a little high. And another 3-9. That's our 4th or 5th one that we've seen today. Again, with the 3-9, you've got to cover both of. Oh, she picks it up. That's not the way you draw that one up, but she gets it. Dion Maestas. All right, like I said, you got to cover both pins with the ball. He gets the 3-pin, but the 9-pin's still standing. Aiden Carter with another strike. Aiden had a great game, averaging 152, had 204 the first game, and he's got a double in this game. Carson Hopkins over on lane 12, leaving just a 5-pin. Jay Morales on lane 14 gets them all to go down. Cole Cambinas on 12 got 1 on his first ball and picks up the spare. That's not how you draw it up, but he certainly picked it up. All right, Carson. If you want to be a good bowler, you've got to start picking these things up, and that's got too much hook.
All right, quick reminder to the high school bowlers.
Brayden Crump.
Bowling etiquette.
Brayden Crump on lane 14. We're going through bowling etiquette with Bill. Maddie St. Clair on 13 for Smire. And leaves the bucket 1, the 2, 4, 5, 8. Caden Chavez on lane 12 gets them all to go down. Andres Hernandez is going to do what he can to pick up his 135 on lane 11. And it's just a strike ball. If you can, there you go. That's how you do it. Come on, Maddie. Maddie St. Clair for Smire on lane 13 for her spare. Julian Phelan on lane 12. Bam. That's the way you do it. Addison Palamon stepping up in the 9th frame. She's got a double working. Clean game so far. Clean game meaning that you have gotten a mark in every frame. And that is a 3-bagger. Some people call that a turkey. We talked about that earlier. KJ Brandon takes one off the left. Stepping up on lane 12, we have Corbin Summerford from Monterey. Little high, leaving just a 6-pin. Elizabeth Mitchell from Lubbock Cooper Liberty. She's just a freshman. Is that another 3-9? It is. I'm going to have to do a 3-9 check. I think that's like 7 or 8 today. Again, you got to cover both those pins with the ball. And Corbin cleans his plate on lane 12. On lane 14, we got Tristan Murkey. Elizabeth Mitchell misses left. Tristan thought he was going to take 3 off the left, but he gets half a loaf. Aiden Corner stepping up in the 10th on lane 12. Again, Aiden shot 204 the first game. That was a little light. Even the 1-2-4-10. And no dice on lane 14. Ruben Avelos gets his strike on lane 12. Calvin Huff on 11. Little high, leaving the rail, 3-6-10. And Aiden cannot convert in the 10th. Calvin Huff going to try to pick up the rail, 3-6-10 on lane 11. Jay Morales on lane 13. He's got the 1-3 left. Wyatt Bartles from Smyer got a strike. He's in the 150s right now. Carson Hopkins stepping up on lane 11. And Jay Morales from Plainview has missed a little left. Dion Maestas on lane 12. A little light in the pocket. Wyatt gets another strike. That's 2 in a row for him. So now he is in the 150s. Actually, he's in the 160s. Another strike here. He shoots 170. Dion gets his spare. The 1-2-10 picks that thing up. Way to go. And he gets, White gets 9, so he shoots 159. That's a mark of consistency right there. He's got a 159 average. He shoots 160 the first game, 159 in the second game. Chloe Horn will be stepping up on lane 14 here in a moment. Andres Hernandez is going on lane 12 right now. Crosses over, leaves the 16. That's going to be a little left. And just leaving the 6-pin, I think she got lucky there. Julian Phelan. No. Yeah, that's Julian Phelan over there on lane 11. Leaving the 4-5. 2-5. Andre, oh my goodness, kicks the 6-pin around the 10-pin with an open frame. Avery McCulley on lane 13 takes one off the left. At the conclusion of this game, for both these teams, I will be going off the air for a moment and getting scores and getting you updated on who's doing what. Cole Cambus gets one off the left on lane 14. Addison Palaman, she's working on a turkey right now. She's got a good game going. Stay right there. Oh, 10 pin. I may need to turn over one more time. Julian Phelan cleans up his spare on lane 11. Cole does not clean up his spare on lane 14. All right, Addison, keep it clean, girl. We work on these all the time, and they are still so difficult. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. She opens in the 10th. Maddie St. Clair on lane 14. Gonna take 3 off the left.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Addison shoots 200 on the nose. Elizabeth Mitchell with just a 6-pin left. On lane 12 for the co-op team. She's bowling for Lubbock Cooper Liberty. And stepping up on lane 11 is Corbin Summerford. Come on, Maddie. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Corbin gets his strike on lane 11. Tristan Murky on lane 13. Oh, leaves a nasty little split. Elizabeth Mitchell with her 6-pin. And she converts her 6-pin. She'll get another shot. Bonus pins.
Stephanie, number 67.
KJ Brandon on lane 14.
Stephanie, number 67.
Leaving just the 6-10. Corbin Summerford with another strike on lane 11. Let's see what Tristan does with this. He started too far and then puts it in the gutter, and he hurt his shoulder trying with a little anger there. I know how you feel. Elizabeth Mitchell with a strike to finish the game out. Elizabeth shoots 141 in that game. All right, Calvin Huff on lane 12. At the conclusion of this frame with Calvin and Corbin, Calvin and Dion, I will be going. Oh, no. We still have Ruben Avelos. Is going to be up on lane 11. At the conclusion of this game, I will step away just for a moment to get you scores so we can get you updated. Calvin, wrap 10. Just not his day. Watch this thing hook. My goodness. And he's putting some ball speed on it, folks. That ball is going down there and going straight left like somebody kicked it. And he's got this thing figured out. I cannot do that. And Calvin does not convert his 10-pin. Remember, on this first section, when it's individual matches, you cannot lose the entire match in this section. You can't win it either. Bakers is where it's at. There's only 7 points available in this first section and 10 points available in the Bakers section, which will start in very, very shortly. Carson Hopkins. Shot 137 in the first game. His average is 99. I think he's going to do a little bit better than that this game. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go off right now and start getting scores. I will update you When I come back, you're watching West Texas High School Bowling on the West Texas High School Bowling Club's YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. All right, I'm back. All right, we'll start with shallow water real quick. Aiden Carter shot 395 for both games, 191, 204, 191. One for shallow water gets 1 point. Braden Crump shoots 120, 128 for 248 total and gets 1 point. All right, that's so. Shallow water has 2 points in the first section. For Smyre, Chloe Horn shoots 143, 134 for a 277, gaining a point over Jay Morales. KJ Brandon goes 121, 113 for 234 and gets a point over Avery McCulley. Maddie St. Clair goes 93, 89 and gets 1 point over Avery McCulley. I'm sorry about that. KJ Brandon gets his point over Tristan Murphy. So right now, the point totals for Smyre and Shallow Water. Smyre has 5, Shallow Water has 2. And they are already started their breaking games, which I will update with you in just a moment. Let's go move over to 11 and 12 with Monterey and the co-op. Monterey gets points from Dion Maestas, shooting 211, 153. And Ruben Avelos, 216, 216. Caden Chavez also gets his point, shooting 204, 187. And Corbin Summerford shoots 219, 234 and gains his point. Monterey has 6 points. The co-op gets 1 point from Madison Palamon, who shoots 188, 200 on the nose, and she was bowling against Julian Phelan. So it's 6-1, Monterey leading the co-op on 11 and 12, and 5-2, Smyre over Shallow Water. Now, they haven't started the Baker games on 11 and 12 yet. They have on 13 and 14. Currently, Shallow Water has got 61 in the fourth. Smyre has a turkey on lane 14. Avery McCulley with her spare. Doesn't hook. She only gets 1. Maddie St. Clair stepping up in the 7th frame with 3 strikes working. Okay, Maddie, come on, get in there, ball. And she gets a strike for a 4-bagger. That was Brayton Crump on lane 13, getting it going for them. Carson Hopkins on lane 12 for the co-op, leaving the 1-3-6. Hayden Chavez gets them all to go on lane 11. Jay Morales on lane 13 for Shallow Water, leaving just a 7-pin. Cole Cambanis on lane 14's looks like a 10-pin there. Carson Hopkins picks up his spare. Elizabeth Mitchell looks like she's going to be in the 2 spot. Julian Phelan on 11 in the 2 spot for Monterey. And Cole gets his spare. They keep it clean. Julian goes through the middle, leaving a mess. Josiah Morales does not convert. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 12. Get in there, ball. All right, leaving the 2-4-5-7. This is Braden Crump on lane 13. Goes a little left, leaving the 1-3. And gets 2, Julian does, but that's all. Chloe Horn pulls it left, leaving half a loaf. Oh, Elizabeth Mitchell just barely missing her spare there. Let's see what Mr. Crum does here. See if he can pick this thing up. Corbin Summerford getting ready to go up in the third spot for Monterey on lane 11. Andres Hernandez getting ready to go on lane 12. And Mr. Crum does. Well, I think that's Cole. Does not get it. Go down. Oh, Chloe opens in the 10th. Oh, Chloe opens in the 9th there. Andres Hernandez gets his strike. Corbin going to have to pick up his mess here. Braden Carter on lane 13. Right down the middle, hook a little bit. It gets left and leaves just a 10 spin. Corbin does pick up his spare. Calvin Huff is now going on lane 12. Wyatt Bartles on lane 14, leaving the 610. Calvin, little light in the pocket, leaving the 2-5. Ruben Avelis on lane 11. And that one didn't turn the corner like that other. He switched balls. Oh, but it actually rolls it and he gets a strike. Aiden Carter does not convert. Calvin Huff on lane 12 converts his spare. Wyatt converts his spare on lane 14 for Smyer. Bringing up Addison Palaman on lane 12, going against Dion Maestas on lane 11, and just a 6-pin for Dion. Addison gets in the pocket, but a wrap 10. Dion converts his. And Wyatt's going to finish up their game, leaving just the 3-6. Shallow shoots 122 the first game, and Smyer shoots a big 198 their first game, taking 2 points there. So now the score total for Smyer versus Shallow Water is 7-2. You got to have 9 points to win. Addison misses her spare. Julian Phelan. No, that's not Julian. All right, I think we have got a camera issue. I will be attending to that. I will be right back. All right, we got the camera. All right, technical difficulties. We are solved now. Smyer and Shallow Water are into their second game of Bakers. Right now, Monterey and the Co-op are still in their first game of Bakers. Monterey is leading 116 to 101 in the seventh right now. They've got 6 points. Still can't win it with one more win. Andres Hernandez leaving just the 6'10". Maddie St. Clair on lane 14 for Smyer. And it doesn't convert it. Ruben on lane 11, leaving just a 10-pin. Andres, Avery McCulley takes 3 off the left. Andres Hernandez, too much hook on 12. Smyer over on lane 14's got a 1-2-4 left for his spare. Ruben with his 10-pin makes good work of that. Calvin Huff up on lane 12 for the Co-op. Good spare on 14. And Calvin with the light mixer. Love to see it. It's come down to the 10th frame for this one. I think we got Dion Maestas against Addison Palaman. Right now, Monterey is 124 in the 8th, 109 in the 8th, but the Co-op has a strike working. Dion goes past the head pin, leaving just a 4-5. Addison's going to have to strike to get in the 160s and going to need a little bit of help. Jay Morales on lane 13, and Addison gets another strike. That puts them in the 140s now. If Dion converts his, that'll put them in the 160s. And Dion's going to wait and let Addison throw another one, which is going to be good for her. I wouldn't have let her. I would have made her wait on this just a second. If she gets another one here, she's going to make this really, really close. That's a little left. That's left of left. And 139. Braden Crump on lane 13. Dion does convert. That's going to put them in the high 150s, low 160s. Best Addison can do is pick this up for 156. So Monterey is going to take this first game. Aiden Carter on lane 13. And she converts. $156 for the Co-op. And Dion leaves a 10-pin, and they shoot 161. All right, so the score for the Co-op versus Monterey. Monterey has 8 points, and the Co-op okay, sorry about that. Monterey has 8 points, and the Co-op has 1 point. And over here in Shallow Water versus Smyer. Smyer has 7, and Shallow Water has 2. Let's take a look and see where they are right now on 13 and 14. Shallow Water has 31 in the fourth. Aiden Carter just gets a strike. And Smyer has 152 in the fourth. Tristan Murky sends it way to the left, and it comes screaming back and leaves the 1, 3, 6, 10 with an 8 in there too. Chloe Horn with just a 7 pin. That needs to hook, and it does, and she gets her spare. Elizabeth Mitchell with the big 4. Oh my goodness. That hurts. Tristan gets the 1-8, but leaves the rest. Julian Phelan does not convert his spare. They're giving him a chance over here. And Elizabeth gets 2 of them. That's all you can do. KJ Brandon over here on 14 for Smyer is got the bucket left. Avery McCulley on 13. Oh, she pulled that one and gets 1. Caden Chavez gets them all to go. Carson Hopkins leaving the rail, 3-6-10. And KJ spares it up on lane 14 for Smyer. Big spare. Corbin Summerford on lane 11. Crosses over and gets them all to go. Emphatically. Carson Hopkins cleaning up the rail and shoots it too far to the right. Maddie Sinclair up on lane 14. Ruben Avelis on lane 11. Going at the same time, dueling balls. Ruben gets them all to go down, and Maddie leaves the 4 in the middle. The 1, 2, 3, 5. Avery McCulley to clean up her mess with the hop, skip, and a jump, and too much hooky. Andres Hernandez from Plainview. Not from Plainview, from Levelland, but he's bowling for the co-op team. As I've said before, if high school bowlers who do not have a high school team here can bowl on a co-op team, the co-op team can win district. They just can't advance to regionals. You have to have an actual school team to advance to regionals. Individually, they can bowl and advance as far as they want to advance to. Maddie Sinclair picks up her 4 in the middle, gets a spare there, that big smile on her face. Dion Maestas on lane 11, leaving just a 10 pin. Andres Hernandez will clean up his plate. Cole Cambanis on lane 14. Leaves the baby split, the 3-10. Again, the way you pick up the 3-10 is to get the ball in between the 3 and the 10 pin, hopefully covering both pins with the ball. Jay Morales does not convert his spare. Calvin Huff up on lane 12 for the co-op. And let's see what Cole does. It's the second time we've seen that thing picked up today. Heck of a spare over there for Smyer. All right. Shallow Water on 13 leaves a 1. Hold on. 1, 3, 8, 10. All right, sorry about that. Just getting a hug from one of our old bowlers who graduated last year. Adriana Garcia Slade was on our all-district team last year. Good to see old bowlers coming back and saying hi. Wyatt Bartles with a strike on lane 14 for Smyer. An angry strike, too. All right. Addison Palamon in the 5th frame. Leaving a tricky one here. You got to kind of get it to the right and let it hook and hopefully cover. There we go. The tricky thing is that back pin, that 9 pin. It's sometimes a little challenging. Caden Chavez does not convert his spare. Aiden Carter on lane 13. Right down the middle and does not catch a piece of the head pin, leaving the 1-3-9. Corbin Summerford on lane 11, leaving the 9 pin. Chloe Horn on lane 14 for Smyre. In the 9th. And leaving a 10 pin. Aiden Carter for his spare. And, oh my goodness, I thought he had it. And they open in the 10th. Shallow water shoots 82. And Smyre's already 122 in the 8th with a spare working in the 9th. Wyatt Bartles is going to be up on lane 14 to finish it out. Oh, no. They have moved Chloe into the anchor spot. She can strike here for 162. So that's going to give them 2 points. That gets them to 9. Smyre is going to win this match. She gets 7. They shoot 159 to 82. They're going to switch sides and bowl the other 2 games. Carson Hopkins on lane 12, leaving just a 4 pin. Monterey is 145 in the 8th with a strike working in the 9th. Dion Maestas up in the 10th. And whoops, the 1-5-4. Interestingly, totally makeable. You just got to just throw a normal strike shot, and you should be able to clean up that 4 pin. Carson Hopkins going for his 4 pin, and he gets it. The co-op is 83 in the 6th with a spare working. And Dion opens in the 10th. All right, that's 173 for Monterey. Andres Hernandez with a big strike. So the co-op has 193 off the sheet. They're going to need to string a couple of strikes together to get to the 173. They're 123 in the 8th. This is the 9th frame. And hang on, there it is. There's a double for the co-op. They're going to still need a couple of strikes here from Madison. They may just need 1 strike and some good count. That's got a hook. That's got a hook, and it doesn't hook. 1, 2, 10. Monterey is going to win this game. Yep, Monterey's going to win this game. They're going to win the match. Before they switch sides, they're going to have Monterey's at 10 right now. Avery McCulley on lane 14. They have switched sides, and she's taking 3 off the left. All right, this is a makeable spare for Addison. They can still shoot 170 on the nose. She's taking her time. Maddie Sinclair up on lane 13. Again, Smyer's already cinched up this match. They've already gotten to 9 points. Maddie leaves the 1-3-6. Come on, Addison. You got to get the ball to the left side of the head pin and have the head pin take out the 10 pin. So you just move a little right and throw your strike shot. That's got a chance. Too much. All right. Co-op shoots 158. Monterey's 173. Moving sides. Score right now for that match is 10-1. Jaggy Morales, bowling for Shallow Water from Plainview, is leaving the 1-3-8. Maddie Sinclair has just got the 1-3-6 left. Since the match is, got to hook a little bit. That hook. That's all right. Get it next time. And that's going to be a little left for Mr. Morales. Carson Hopkins is going to lead him off on lane 11. Julian Phelan looks like he's going to... No. Caden Chavez is going to lead off on lane 12. Cole Cambinas on lane 13. He's got the 1-3. Bam. That's a little bit left. And now that's something more normal that we see. We've seen a lot of 3-9s today. That right there is the 2-8. And again, you need to cover both of those pins with the ball. Good spare. Good spare for Smyer. And he's hooked, and it's got them both. That's exactly the way you draw it up. I'm not real sure what's going on here on 11. Oh, okay. We have a foul. All right. Getting notes passed to me here. Monterey on 12 gets a strike. Caden Chavez. All right, Elizabeth Mitchell stepping up on lane 11. They call her Liz. That looks pretty good. Oh, my goodness, leaving just a 3-pin. Shallow Water. Woo. That can opens from the inside. Sometimes I call that the Red Sea. Dion Maestas with the same kind of hit on lane 12. Back-to-back strikes right through the center. Like I said, I call that the Red Sea sometimes. Just everything parts and goes into the ditch. Elizabeth Mitchell making easy work of her spare. Aiden Carter on lane 14 for Shallow Water. Another baby split, leaving that 3-10. Got to cover both pins with the ball. That's the easiest way to do it. There is another way to do it, but don't recommend it. Chloe Horn on lane, gets her strike on lane 13. Heck of a shot. Very nice shot from her. Corbin Summerford got a nasty little split. And no conversion for Mr. Carter over there on lane 14. Addison Palaman bowling very well today. Addison went 188-200 in their individual games, and she's been bowling really well today. And she gets it to fall. Roll that 4-pin. Wyatt Bartles on for Smyer on lane 13. Has a little trouble. Ruben Avelos, lane 12 for Monterey. Big strike. Andres Hernandez stepping up on 11. And crosses over, gets them all to go down, 10 in the pit. Calvin Huff. He's been struggling today, having some challenges. He's a very good bowler, though. He'll figure it out. Oh, no. Doesn't hook out of the gray boards. KJ Brandon on 13. Crosses over and gets them all to fall. Calvin Huff. Man, pins flying everywhere. Phenomenal. Good strike over there on 11. Avery McCulley. We'd love to have something good happen for her, and it doesn't hook out of the gray boards. Carson Hopkins coming back up on 11. Jaden Chavez on lane 12. Oh my goodness, throw it all the way to the ditch and it goes all the way across. Slows it down and leaves a 10-pin for Monterey. Maddie Sinclair stepping up on lane 13 in just a moment. Carson Hopkins, let's see what he can do. Oh, there's Avery. Oh my goodness, Avery.
Grayson, number 75, orders ready to grill. Grayson
Does not convert on lane 11 for the co-op team. Watch the little kick. Yep, there it is. Love it. Oh, gets one. How about that 10-pin? No dice. All right. Elizabeth Mitchell on lane 11. That's going to cross over. Catch some head pin. Is that another 3-9? Nope, just a 3-pin. That's good. That makes that a whole lot easier. And Dion Maestas on 12 with a big strike. Again, Dion is part of our all-district team last year. I expect him to do the same thing this year. He is a senior. Elizabeth Mitchell, it's got a hook, and it didn't. Come on, Maddie. Maddie Sinclair on lane 13. That's much better. Ooh, it hooked the other direction. Brayden Crump on lane 14, leaving just a 3-pin. Corbin Summerford with a 9-pin. And Addison Palaman on lane 11. Cole Cambanus on 13, leaving the 1-3-8. Oh, my. Things are getting tricky out there. Lanes are getting tough. We've got a spare over there on 14 for shallow water, thank goodness. They're getting challenging today. Corbin Summerford. No. And Addison's going to clean up her spare, I hope. Good spare over there on 13. And good spare for Addison. Again, she's been bowling very, very well today. She was on our all-district team for the girls' team last year. I expect nothing less from her this year. Actually, I expect a little bit more. I expect her to do really well at regionals and see if she can't get herself a trip to state this year. Same thing for the girl that's coming up on 13. She was a member of our all-district team as well. I'm expecting big things from her this year. She's got all the tools. That's exactly what you want the form to look like. Just didn't hook it enough, leaving a 2-4. And Aiden Carter picks up his spare on lane 14. He had a good day today. Averaging 152, shoots 204, 191, and gets his point. All right, they're finishing up the 10th frame here. I'll get some scores for you. Aiden Carter gets 9. Calvin Huff crosses over, leaves half a loaf. Now, Chloe Horn for her spare, and just a little too far to the right. Shallow Water shoots 106 to Smyers. Smyers got Wyatt Bartles to finish up, but they are 128 in the 7th, so they're going to get 2 more points, taking them to 11. Co-op shoots 164 to Monterey's. And they're going to need a mark in the 10th here. And they do. Just need 5 pins to win this game. Wyatt cleaning up his spare on and doesn't do it. Smyers shoots 136, but still wins the point. It's 11-2. Smyers over Shallow Water. And he gets his 5 pins, actually gets 9, gets a little bit more. Ruben Avelos on lane 12. He picks it up, they shoot 171. And they do. So right now, Monterey is 12-1 over the co-op. And it is 11-2. Smyers over Shallow Water with 1 game left. And they already got started over here with Shallow Water. Shallow Water throws the first shot, and Tristan Murphy gets his strike, crosses over, get his strike. KJ Brandon stepping up on lane 13. That looks much better. Got a hook, and it doesn't hook, leaving the 2-4. Avery McCauley. She's got a lot of potential being a 2-hander with a little hop, skip, and a jump, and the ball doesn't quite come back. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 8. KJ Brandon for his spare, puts it on the gutter, and just gets the 2-pin. They're starting up on the 4th game over here on 11 and 12. Corbin Summerford leads the very, very tricky 3-6, 9-10. Again, you got to cover. The way I want to shoot that is I want to get the ball to the right and let it hook so your ball covers the 3, 6, and the 9-pin, letting the 6-pin cover the 10. That's the typical way. Some people go straight at it like that, and that's what you run the risk of, is not getting that 9-pin. It's a 15-pound ball against 18 pounds of pins. Sometimes that ball is going to bounce to the left. Elizabeth Mitchell stepping up on lane 11. She's been working on her follow through, and it's looking a whole lot better, leaving just a 4-pin. Maddie St. Clair on lane 13. For Smyer. Come on, ball. Now gets 3 off the left. Jay Morales bowling for Plainview, but helping Shallow Water out today. He's trying to pick up his spare, and he does so. Elizabeth Mitchell cleans up her mess over there on 11. Good spare, Liz. Maddie St. Clair on lane 13. I just think she's great. Gotta want her to do so well, rooting for her all the time. Aiden Carter on lane 14. Monterey over there with a 2-4-5. Aiden Carter leaves a 6-10. Addison Palamon up on lane 11. Been bowling great today. Doesn't quite get it back. That's 2 in a row on that lane that hasn't gotten back to the head pin. Missing the pocket a little bit to the right. I guess she moved. Oh, my goodness. Cole Cambanus crosses over and doesn't hit anything. Oh, that hooked too much for Monterey on lane 12. And Aiden Carter doesn't hook out of the gray boards, guys. Got to keep it on the lane. And Cole right up the ditch and takes 3 off the right. Caden Chavez on lane 12. Doesn't cross over. It doesn't quite get in. It hits the head pin right on the nosy. Make your eyes water. Addison Palamon with the 2-4-9. You got to cover pretty much. Oh, glad she throws a 15-pound ball. Anything less than that would not have covered that spare. Oh, picked off the 6-pin off the 3-pin. Andres Hernandez on lane 11 crosses over and leaves a 1-3. Good spare by Wyatt Bartles for Smyer. My goodness, Ruben Avelos is on fire over here on lane 12. He's been throwing bullets. Chloe Horn on 13. She has moved way left. Great form. She's bowling extremely well. The 10-pin is not the right-hander's friend. And that's all she's got left. Tristan Murky misses to the left. Another split over here for Monterey and Corbin Soberford. Andres Hernandez picks up his spare on lane 11. Chloe Horn gets her spare on 13. Chloe right now is averaging 156. She went 143, 134 today for 277, but she did get her point. Corbin did not keep it on the lane and doesn't get any of them. And Avery McCulley doesn't hook out of the gray boards. KJ Brandon up on lane 13. Calvin Huff on lane 11. Calvin Huff misses the head pin left. KJ throws it into the gutter. Ouch. We got a lot of people on the chat. I am sorry that I have not been able to respond to any of those. I'm doing this all by myself, trying to cover 4 lanes. Don't know all the kids' names at this point. KJ, second ball gets 9. Fun to have people on the chat. I'm glad y'all are participating. Julian Phelan with his split. Another split from Monterey and does not come. Oh, that was Dion Maestas on lane 12. Didn't convert. Carson Hopkins on lane 11. Leaves a 1-3-5-6. Jay Morales from Plainview on his second attempt. Leaves 3 left. That is Julian Phelan on lane 12 and 10 in the pit, and those pins did not have a chance. Carson, a little bit too far to the left. Matty St. Clair with the baby split, the 310. Hold that finish, Aiden Carter. Leaves the split. That's not supposed to happen. And another split over on 11. Splits everywhere. Come on, Matty. A little bit too far to the left. Let's see what Monterey can do with their split. He's hooking at it and hooks it too much and gets the hard one. And Aiden Carter doesn't hook out of the gray boards. Elizabeth Mitchell gets 2. Well, that's what you want to do. Brayden Crump on 14. Oh, nasty 10-pin. It happens. Cole Cambanus on 13. Takes 3 off the left. All right. Right now, Shallow Water's got 93 in the 9th. And Smyer is a little bit behind on them. Addison Palaman with a 1-2-4. That's 3 in a row, Addison, that you have not gotten back to the head pin. Ruben Avelos cleans up his 10-pin. If he strikes here, they will shoot 124. Co-op's got a great chance if Addison can pick up this pair. Co-op's got a good chance of taking this 4th game. And she does the hard way. Wyatt Bartles on lane 13, another split. Ruben Avelos gets them all to go down. That's going to be a 124 for Monterey for their 4th game. They got 2 frames left. They get 10 here. They're going to be 123. Okay, that 3. That doesn't help. Shallow Water shot 101 in the 4th game. Chloe's up in the 9th right now. Chloe's up in the 10th right now. She's going to need all 3 of them to win this game. She gets the first one. right, the co-op is going to win this last game. So they're going to get a couple more points. Points do matter in West Texas high school bowling. Wins are the first thing, and then any ties are broken. Any ties are broken by total points. Chloe Horn doesn't get him to go down, leaves another split. Calvin Huff with a big strike. They're going to win this fourth game. And Smyer is going to lose this last game. All right, so on the Smyer versus Shallow Water, it's going to be Smyer 13. They've gotten 8 of the 10 points in Bakers. So they're going to get 13. It's going to be 13-4, Smyer over Shallow Water. And on the Monterey side, Monterey versus the West Texas Co-op A team, the blue team. It's going to be Monterey 14, Co-op 3. Good matches today. We will be live streaming as many of these as we possibly can when I am in town. Had good matches today on the 16th of November. Thank you for watching. We've had a good crew of people watching. And I think this is going to be it for our broadcast today on the West Texas High School Bowling Club's YouTube channel. We're going to try to be on every Saturday. Remember, next Saturday is the West Texas Shootout. We might live stream some things, but I doubt we have much commentary. But we might turn the camera on for a few people so that they can watch from out of town. We do appreciate all the people who are watching. Make sure I will try to announce on Facebook and on Tuesday night who will be on the live stream, but it's going to be in 2 weeks from today. It's going to be our next live stream. Actually, no, it will not. It's going to be 3 weeks from today. Let's see, next week is that. Okay, it's going to be 3 weeks from today before we have our next set of matches. Match number 3 of 12. We're going to have 12 matches this year. Again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting West Texas High School Bowling. You also should be aware that we've got some on the website at WTHSBC.com. We have T-shirts and long sleeves for sale for all the schools. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go by and take a look. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Brunswick, Columbia 300, Hammer, Ebonite, DV8, and Radical, as well as Ultimate Bowling Products. Design Warehouse. Remember, if you're needing something for Christmas, something personalized, we have personalized apparel at Design Warehouse. Ice Gear Shop for all your bowling apparel, jerseys, and T-shirts. Whitewood Lanes. If you're interested in having a party or an outing or birthday party, or one of your business or organization is interested, please contact Whitewood Lanes. And we thank you guys for watching, and we will see you in about 3 weeks.